Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, one of the hosts of Forbes True Crime. Joining me now is criminal defense attorney Skye Lazaro. Skye, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
It's always really shocking when a sitting member of Congress is indicted, and the allegations in this particular indictment are pretty egregious. We're talking about Florida Democrat Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick. She's been accused of stealing and laundering $5 million from FEMA through her family's healthcare company, and then using that money in part to fund her congressional campaign. You hear the allegations, you see the indictment. What's your reaction?
At first glance, this is a very serious crime, obviously, for anyone, especially sitting member of Congress, to be accused of stealing, misappropriating, anything related to federal funds is really problematic and really serious. Additionally, she's charged with conspiracy to commit some tax crimes as well. She has denied the allegations. And when you look at indictments really are, the government has gone before a grand jury. The defense is not part of that process, so they don't get to cross-examine anybody or present any of their own defenses. So really, it's just the government going to the grand jury saying, here's what we have. Do you think it's enough for us to file, formal charges against her?
And if I'm not mistaken, it seems like this all stems from this massive overpayment by FEMA, right? FEMA accidentally overpays Cherfilus McCormick's family healthcare company $5 million. I mean, when is it a crime to be overpaid? I mean, is it a crime when you realize, hey, that should not be in the bank account here, and then you don't report it? I mean, what does that look like?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, and there's a number of ways that these come about. It could have been completely accidental. There was a mistake on the government's part, on FEMA's part. They issued a payment maybe they shouldn't have. When she became aware of that payment, or the company became aware of that payment, they should have notified FEMA and said, "Hey, you overpaid us. We need to send it back." There appears, which would be a valid defense, even if she were indicted on that, to say, hey, look, it was accidental. The money's still there. We're going to send it back to you, kind of no harm, no foul. Based on what the government's alleging in this case, is there was some additional steps taken on behalf of the company and her herself in funneling this money elsewhere. So either they, didn't realize it, which, could be a theory that her defense team takes on. She has maintained her innocence in this case and said she didn't do it. Um, but if that money's been traced to other places, and then not only was it wrongfully given to them, if they actually misappropriated the money on top of it, that becomes a little bit harder to defend, because then they're not even using the money for its intended use.